Hello, my name is Sean Sands from GamersWithJobs.com. Back with you for it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was better than things are in France, so there's that. England is making a play down here in France. This is the 30 Years' War. Essentially, Austria is taken to the Ottomans. The Ottomans find themselves at war against Castile, Aragon, those are the big ones really in that. Austria, obviously, as well. The Commonwealth is not part of this, and they just going to do their thing with these 38,000 peasants. Sweden is also not part of it. Good for Sweden. Our ally, right? Our ally. Now I have to double check. Come on, remember how this game works? I clearly do not. Where do I see my alliances? Like, why am I've done this a million times. I'll just click this a couple of times. I've done this a million times, and I'm completely bungling how to find my alliances. I'll get to it. I'll remember it in a second. Have you ever played a game and you just like all of a sudden you don't remember how that game works? Like right in the middle of playing it. I'm not going to say how many hours. Somebody was giving me a hard time for saying how many hours I had this game. It's a lot. It's a lot. There's things like corruption's growing. Our trade embargo. Oh, we need to get rid of our trade embargo with Denmark because they are no longer eligible as a rival. Correct? Let me make sure on that. I saw I can select Milan. All right, fine. Milan it is. So Denmark is off the hook as our rival. Very good. We have provincial unrest, and we will probably be fighting some separatists at some point. We are trying to get the printing press in place. And the money to be able to afford that. So it's still quite expensive. And I am loath to take out more loans at the moment. I can just check this. Yeah, Sweden's our ally. I can just check the map mode. But seriously, like, how was I not remembering that? It's still bugging me. It's bugging the hell out of me. It's diplomacy, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's right there. What am I doing? What am I even doing? This is why I almost lost a war to England. Hi. So mostly what we're going to do this episode is stabilize our country. We had to invest a ton to be able to... and we lost our claims on Scotland, so we will want those back. The Papal States is preparing to attack France. Oof. Yeesh. Oof. And it looks like they lost more territory to our good friend Spain. They had to release Nevers. Look at Lorraine. Look at Lorraine. Oh, Burgundy. Oh, Burgundy, you blew up. You exploded. It's kind of sad. And Castile is getting the Irish alliance disease, where they now have rebel problems. That's just a thing that happens when you ally. Look at Bohemia. Bohemia is a monster. The Commonwealth had to spit on Kiev. Oh man, my poor allies. They don't even know what's coming to them. How's Sweden holding up? Sweden appears to be resisting the curse. Wales is upset, understandably. England is rivaling us, understandably. We were not able to force them to break their alliance with Castile, but Wales' only ally remains England. So the plan hasn't changed dramatically. It's still basically the same idea, which is that we are going to fight Wales. Okay, so I've been thinking about why did we almost lose that war? Because we need to kind of do a debrief here on what went wrong to make sure that doesn't go wrong in the same way again. I think there's a couple of things. I mean, I know I talked about overextending, and I think that's a little bit true. Oh, do I want to repay it? I do want to repay it, and yet I also don't. But I think it's better to repay it and then take out another one if we just really can't wait anymore to get our institution. Um, Gloucester and Somerset are now parts of the country. Scottish separatists are no longer an issue. Somerset will be an issue at some point because I did the dumb thing and lowered autonomy on them, which they did not care for. So why did we almost lose that, right? One is the overextension and just being overconfident. I think in general, though, actually, I made a mistake for going for Wales first. What I really needed to do was engage and significantly damage the English army right from the start. Because what going after Gwynedd and Montgomery and Glamorgan allowed them to do was both sort of, one, murk up, and two, consolidate their forces in a way that they might not otherwise have been able to. I think the second thing I did, I mean, there's a couple of things. So, I mean, our prestige is okay. Why was our morale lower than theirs? What ideas do they have? So they have exploration, expansion, defensive, and quality, but they don't have any of quality led. So what's in defensive? Because I bet that's got to be part of the morale issue. I'm almost 100% sure that, morale of armies plus 15%. So they have a clear morale bonus relative to us. And frankly, defensive is probably what we will go to next. Glamorgan is now part of the country. So that morale was an unexpected issue. I never should have let them take Northumberland. Or at the very least, I should have moved north to ensure they could not cross. This was a big problem. I was dramatically overconfident. And once I had let them onto the mainland, that was... honestly, it could have been the beginning of the end. It is a good thing that I spent as much on, I don't know, Commonwealth. Maybe Bohemia wants to be friends. I could ruin Bohemia, no problem, for sure. I don't need to make nice with Aragon. You're gonna break more, Commonwealth. Jeez. These are Moldavians down here. We got some just peasants. Let's improve relations with them. Ireland is allied to rival Commonwealth. I don't know that will be true all that long. So the Catholics won. That's good for us because we stayed Catholic so far. Again, because I do not actually have the expansion in place, we are not in a position to take advantage of the, Anglican. They added Anglican as a religion, which is cool. That's at 80%. I think we're going to have to kind of up our army maintenance a bit and stay positive. And then we are going to Munster. Mainz is going to attack Munster. Munster. And we'll take that. So we're going to need to come down here and take care of the rebels in Somerset. One of the things that I thought of as well, because we had that manpower struggle, and one of the things that is available is to exploit development to gain manpower, which I could have done. Like I could have gained 1,600 by reducing my manpower in Slegeth, or somewhere like Ormond. I didn't do that. Even if I thought of that, and completely honestly, I did not think of it. But even if I had thought of it, I don't think I would have done that. And this gets to something. I had somebody message me through our site asking me, which I thought was a great question, which is why don't I prioritize stability more? Particularly in the early game, there was a point where I was floating a lot of admin power, and I simply wasn't spending what I could on stability. So why not? And I mean, I don't know that there is a definite. Oh God, I wasn't even paying attention to this. Let's go ahead and get a claim on Lothian for sure. We still have claims on all of. Well, we don't have one on Montgomery, and we lost our claims on England, so we need to get those back. Build a spy network, and frankly, we can go back to building a spy network on Montgomery. So, I don't know that I don't know that my answer is the right one by any means, but it is kind of where my head is at. I don't care. Yeah, let's increase that. It makes them less likely to start a what do you call it? You guys move there. Coalition against me. Not that it wouldn't matter all that much if they did, but prefer to just avoid it if I can. So, my thinking here is the problem I have with investing heavily in stability, particularly early in the game, is that the benefits don't strike me as outweighing the potential risks. And the specific risk of stability to me is it's an investment that is it's very fluid. It's very unpredictable. You could, like, to go from 2 to 3 can cost you something like 200 admin power. And all it takes is one event, like the Comet event, to completely wipe that out, completely negate it, right? You spend that, and you are now just sort of banking. At some point, you will lose that stability. At some point, that 200 admin will just go away. You're going to lose a king. Also, if you get a stability event that gives you positive stability, it's technically even worse, right? At some point, you will lose that 200 investment of admin because your 3 will drop to a 2 inevitably at some point for some reason. But also, if you miss an event because of that boosts you from 2 to 3, that's technically like an investment of 200 or 150 admin right there. So your net negative for admin is now 350, 400 potentially. And I would much rather invest that. And the what you get out of it is a relatively short-term gain. Decline into power of nobility. We should check our estates. But our stability gives us some good stuff, right? It gives us tax modifier. So it gives us some money, right? Institution spread is definitely nice. Obviously, trade power is obviously nice. National unrest is obviously nice. Those are all good things, but they're also all generally manageable things. Now, if you have a huge economy where you're pumping out 100 ducats a month, that 10% is a meaningful amount. But particularly early in the game where maybe your income is 10 ducats a month, your total income without expenses, not even balance, but your actual income, like we're only up to 24, and our taxes is, I mean, it's great, it's 14 ducats a month, but even right now that 10% really only represents like 1 point, I mean obviously 1.4, but it's probably a little less than that because it's already factored in. It doesn't matter. But if your total income is like 10 and your taxation is only maybe 3, then you're talking about 0.3, 0.4 ducats per month for an indeterminate amount of time, an unpredictable amount of time, at a cost of a massive amount of admin power that I just think can be better invested always in development. Like development, and the reason why is even if it may take 20 years, it may take 50 years, it may take 100 years, I don't know. But at some point, that concrete, definite, irrevocable investment in development, because it's never going to go away, right? You're not going to suddenly, it's far less likely that you're suddenly going to start getting a lot of things that are going to take away, just flat out take away that. It may redistribute it. Like, I know there are events that, you get -1 here and +1 here, or something like that. But even if it does, the likelihood that it's going to steal away 200 or 300 admin worth of value out of your development is extraordinarily unlikely. So you get a far more confident return on your admin investment, I think, by just spending it on other things. And that could be, I think the impact of inflation, reducing inflation, if you're at 2 or 4 or 6 or something percent, that has, I think, a far more significant impact that is proportional also to your taxation, that's proportional to your overall expenditure of your entire nation. I think if you really have nothing you can do with it, then fine. If it's just going to go to waste, then go for stability. Like, it has some benefits. Particularly mid-game, later game, I'm far more likely to spend it on that. But it's really low on my priority list. I definitely don't want to go -2, -3. I can deal with -1 for a little while, particularly early game. 0 is a comfortable spot for me. So yeah, no, it was a great question, and I wanted to kind of dive into it a bit, why I don't value stability. I know a lot of players really do, and I'm sure there's some things in there that I'm not taking into account. I think there's a lot of different ways you can, you can slice that onion, so to speak. Onion, sure, whatever. But that's where it was. I wanted to kind of put that out there. It was a good question. That's my take on it. We can afford to lose the Diplo power and keep Castile happy. No reason not to keep Castile happy. Our truce with Scotland is up, but I am not in a rush to start a new war with them. I really don't want to get myself into a position where I just don't want to overextend again. I really want to get into a position where I can, and we will repay that loan. How many loans would, I'm going to guess 6, 8. Woof. And we are falling further and further behind on tech, but I'm comfortable with that. We're going to get, honestly, it's bad in one sense in that we're falling further and further behind on tech. Where do we have? But it's good in another sense in that tech is actually going to be substantially cheaper. I'd be way more worried about it, actually, if, in this case, if I did have the expansion and that innovation score was a thing. But again, since I don't right now, it's not a thing. We're close to getting here. Close to getting several more provinces. That's super close. And again, I'm comfortable investing in, well, why don't we bump this one up, actually? We'll just put some military power in there. Put a little admin power in there. Put a little Diplo power in there, and good. We'll have that before you know it, and that'll be that much cheaper. And then we'll also have a better treasury as a result of it. It's unfortunate that we're having to keep relatively close to, don't die, relatively close to our investing in our troops. I mean, we don't have to, but I don't want to get caught off guard with rebels, and they will pop. It's an inevitable. It's 10K. We'll handle it. And I'm glad to see our manpower is cranking back up. I legitimately think the next war is still going to be another war against Wales and England. And we will kind of take our lesson from the last war into account. And really, we're going to drive the English first. I don't know where their army must be over here somewhere. So if we started, we'd probably push like this. I think their only fort is London, honestly, which makes that a little easier. I am going to let Somerset pop when they do, and that's when I will actually boost my my army maintenance, because we can't crank that down. Like, it's 10% because we did the dumb thing. You know, what are you going to do? We need to give our estates some stuff. Nobility wants something. We need to get that back. Nobility, you get... maybe we'll give you Somerset. What's Somerset's base manpower? Oh. 250. That's not good. 500 here. We'll give them Gloucester. Yeah, we give them Gloucester. Do I want papal influence or do I want... I think I'm fine just taking the prestige, because our prestige is still dropping. Okay, that's under 300 now. 19%, 79%, 88%. I'm so cheap, 83%. We're reasonably close in some of these. How long are we looking at? 1597, so next year. That's not going to work. It's a long way away. 1601. It's clear that the Pope is no longer infallible. He's proclaimed. Okay, it's fine. Whatever. That is 1598. Probably won't wait for that. I think we'll wait for these two. 1598. We might boost here a little bit. We'll give them some of that, some of that. And now we'll see. Yeah, lots of oh, Castile is okay. Stuff across the sea that I don't care about. Let's just check Scotland real quick. Military army for Scotland. They have 7,000. They have 7,000 troops, you guys. Sweden has 35,000. But Sweden might not join, actually. If they get much more as far as... Is there any chance they wouldn't join? I don't think France is going to join anything anytime soon. Let's fabricate a second claim on... Where do we want it? Probably going to just be Argyle. Yeah. On Argyle. Let's bring him home. I'm curious. I mean, we won't do it until after we've taken care of the rebels, but if... Okay, speaking of rebels, let's crank that up. We're close to being able to make money again, even at full maintenance, which is nice. What is this? We can hold all our troops there, which is nice. Neither of them would. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We got to get our... Oh, God. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Because of course I'm going to do it. They have 7,000 troops. Like, that's not a scary thing. Yeah, we get you. Royal Marriage Sweden. Heck yeah. We love you. They can control Somerset all they want. 15,000 manpower. Gotta get that morale up. Okay, we're gonna group up. And we're gonna send them up here. Oh, that's a dumb way to do it. No. Come here. Well, as long as you got him, take him up there. Not you. I really did not expect to go to war again. But how can I resist? You're too tempting a target. Are we going to do this? I think we are. I think we're going to do this terrible, terrible idea. It's not a bad idea. It's not. I'm all gun shy now. All right, let's take our 20,000. Group them up. $244. They're close, so we want to go ahead and attack, I think. Sooner rather than later. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna do it. How can we not? Are they even beating us on morale? Yeah, our morale is just bad. Catch them, Archer. Bring you up too. That's the bulk of their army too. God, our morale is a real problem though. We are going to have to solve that. You go ahead and come up here because I'm going to want to keep all my... yeah, you guys come up here too. Ah. Go ahead and pop some papal points in there. We didn't get to be the Pape. Maybe next time. Show me siege. Kind of love his... Gotta love that shock, though. Okay, we'll just grab him for no good reason. Can just send our trade fleet up here. Clear the way for us. Oh yeah, come on to Inverness. That's a great Argyle. Didn't know that had a connection directly to Argyle. That's insane. Think you're so smart, don't you? Haha. You're stuck. Try again. Maybe this time. Oh, bummer. That morale is a serious problem. We have one Lothian. Good, good, good. Swing you over here. Should squish this nicely. You can go back to work. We may switch you back over to... Oh, come on. You guys, it's never going to work. No, thanks. We're good. We'll let you know when it's time for peace. It's never time for peace. Wow, I did not expect to go to war, but here we are. And a nice, easy, successful war against Scotland. They can keep their alliance with France. They cannot, well, actually, they won't have any alliances, will they? So we are at 100% war score. We'll swing down here. What do we want to take? Well, we want Lothian. That was the whole point here. That's going to be 135. We'll take Argyle. We'll take both. We'll put them in a coalition. We don't run a risk of anybody else. If we took Inverness, still no coalition. I'm not sure we want to spend that much right now. We can just come and take it at... Well, okay, they're too much to be a vassal. But if we took this, then next time we could come back and just vassalize them. I mean, this land doesn't benefit us very much. Like, wait a minute. Which one is state? This is the lowlands. This is the highlands, right? Yeah. How is this? Aberdeen, Lothian. Oh, okay, so let's take Aberdeen and Lothian, and then our plan will be next time, because we have that as a state. Our plan will be next time to vassalize them, so we'll take Aberdeen and Lothian. Take a bunch of your money. Oh, I love that much money. We're gonna give up your claims in England. We don't need you doing anything dumb. Give us war reps, and we'll call it a day. Oh, that's really helpful. We will swing you here. We'll swing you here. 135. Nothing to sneeze at, but not that bad. And now we can actually get our institution. Okay, got to be careful here. 50, 97% though. 91%. Nope. I would do it if we didn't have the loans out that we do. Oh yeah, I bet Scotland is no longer a valid rival. We'll go ahead and remove our trade embargo from them. We'll actually try and start making nice with them. Easier said than done, but the plan there, since we are planning to vassalize them in the near-ish future, we don't want them to be completely... Castile is going to attack Morocco. Way to go. Good for you, Castile. Get your wars on. France. Oh, France, so bad. They have no allies. They can get Sweden or France back, or at least not yet. Or they lost those alliances because they did a call to war, and neither. France is like, nope. Sweden's like, I could, but nah, I'm good. Let's see. We'll go ahead and drop a little Diplo here just to edge this on. No, we're going to extend that loan. I'm going to float those ducats a little longer. I really probably should have spent some time looting these provinces, but they have so little. Like in the little time I spent there, did a lot of looting. Glad I didn't loot Lothian, since it's part of our country now. You know, that thing. All right, printing press is there. And very close to being here. Two more months to get that. So we are 1 tech behind, 2 techs behind in some places. But we actually should be able to recover that very quickly. Like, as in right away quickly. What are you doing? England? Oh, England. You utter... What claim? They have... Oh, because of course they have permanent claims over all of that stuff. Oh. Burgundy. England's going to take all of that. That's fine. That's not going to be a problem, honestly. Because, I mean, best case scenario, they actually put their army up here somewhere where I can access it. Present. Okay. No, hang tight. Hang on. Let's go ahead and look at this first. So that's going to cost us 151. We're going to embrace that. And then we're going to immediately get these techs. So we'll have forced march now, and we'll have galleons, and we'll have military tactics and land morale. Actually, you know what? I bet England had this as well. Had the more advanced tech, and this 15 is a big deal tech. Like tactics and morale and upgraded infantry. That's, yeah. It's a big part of our problem. And we will repay that loan since we know now we can do both. And we'll immediately get the next tech as well. So tech 16, tech 16, tech 16, and we're back ahead of time. I wish we'd been able to get our next, it's 18 till we get it. So we're still a ways away. All right. Things are starting to come together a little bit. I want the Mauritian. Cast iron, the cannons do main damage during the fire phase. Cavalry does their main damage during the shock phase, but we don't have nearly as many of them. So we really want to, I think we want to balance it out. I could be wrong, but I think then we do want to focus on the shock more than the fire phase. Pips. So we're going to grab the charge infantry. And then we can actually upgrade the cannons too. We'll keep them. I mean, what choice do we have? It is what it is. We are down to 7 loans. So yay. That's good, I guess. Making a little money each month. We can lower our army maintenance even more. At some point, we'll be able to think about actually having dudes again. The only thing I don't like about them taking this up here is actually the Pope? The Pape? Oh, Pape, no. What do we want to do here? Restraint of appeals. What it gives us national unrest -1, stability cost modifier -10. I don't care that much about that. It's going to be hard to get papal influence if the Pope has rivaled us. We need to go ahead and wasn't paying attention again. Fabricator claims here. And I'm going to get Oxford here. I would love to bisect England right here. If we can take Oxford and Cambridge and just dice them up, be very sweet. We can go ahead and grab our claims back in Wales. And we will. Grab them all at once. That's excellent. Nope. Gonna keep you there. We can do diplomacy with allies. Yeah, I'm not going to do that, am I? That permanent national unrest is nice. I don't, like I've said before, I don't care all that much about the stability cost mod. Oh, prestige. We could really use the prestige boost as well. I think I am going to do that. I think I'm going to abandon this idea of focusing on papal influence. So we're going to do that. Pass Dissolution of Monasteries Act. Increase our task modifier. Yeah, this definitely. Holy crap, absolutely. Anything we want to do. Missionary cost I don't care about. Missionary strength I don't care about. Tolerance of heretics I don't care about yet. We'll see if that ever changes. Everybody's still Catholic on the island. So I'm not worried about that at all yet. And our truce ends in 6 years. All right, so we did a couple of things. We did more than I really thought we were going to this episode. We're going to go ahead and shut our forts down as well. So we got caught up in tech. We took a little bit more from Scotland. That put them in a position to be taken over by England, but, what are you going to do? We are still planning our next war against England, who maintains... they still have Castile, Austria. They've added Brittany, Wales, Würzburg, Naples. Look at this, and what is this? And Hook. It's a weird central. Wait, is Aragon? No, that's Morocco. Oh, you better not lose to Morocco. Castile, Aragon, and Portugal versus Morocco, the Mamluks, and Tunis. Tanis? That's not right. And Mali. Where are all your troops, Castile? Up here somewhere? Castile's dorking around down here, Morocco. It must be allied to me or something. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. As always, my name is Sean Sands from Gamers with Jobs. Thank you for joining me for yet even more of Europa Universalis IV, our Irish campaign, which is slowly making its way across the British Isles. Until next time, as always, we will see you again real soon.